Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And today we're going to take a look at the February 2018 SMAK kit. That is a Stamp of the Month kit where SMAK stands for Scrapbooking Mixed Media Altered Art Kit, SMAK. I'm pretty sure I got that right. So this is my first one after resubbing to the subscription. I belonged to it for 6 months last year and absolutely loved it, and then canceled because I figured I wasn't stamping enough to justify it, and then have been kicking myself ever since because I cannot find any equivalent stamps that are perfect for mixed media and altered art. The closest that comes to it are Tim Holtz stamps, but if you compare the price, Tim Holtz is a lot more expensive for what you get, plus everybody and their sister has the same Tim Holtz stamps in your artwork. No, not dissing Tim Holtz or anybody who uses their stamps, but a lot of people's stamping projects look the same because they all use the same stamp, which is fine. Don't have a problem with that. These stamps are more unique and you're less likely to find your neighbor using them. So what we get, this is the February kit. I live in Canada and I get they do mail towards the end of the month, and I get them at the beginning of the very beginning of the next month. So I've had this for a little while. It may have even arrived while I was away, but we're finally getting around to using it, and my March one should be here in the not too distant future. So the theme, there's always a theme, which is kind of an abstract theme. Like the theme won't be birds, and then you have a bunch of bird stamps. The theme for February is Find Your Zen, and we have just some sort of calm, balancing pictures and words. So further ado, me talking, the kit comes with this piece of paper on here that shows you the stamps stamped out in miniature, and then what we receive are red rubber stamps that are unmounted. We also get a little goodie each month. Now it's usually a tag or something similar, but a card. And this month we get a set of tags. So we get two this size, and two different shades of manila, two shades, a card craft one, and of course the craft envelope is usable as well. So what I'm going to do today is twofold. We are going to stamp the stamps so we can see what they look like, and I have been meaning to stamp some of my stamps onto tissue paper so that I have them handy for just putting straight into my journals and mixed media art and that sort of thing. So I thought that's what we would use today to test out these stamps. Second of all, we are going to be using this little device, or doohickey, by Fiskars. This is particularly for my sister because we were at a thrift store in Edmonton and I convinced her she needed to buy it. So I'm going to show her how to use it. You receive the two pieces like this. And the first thing you do is you turn it over so that you have the foam stamp sticking up, and you stick the little doohickeys into the holes here. That's kind of like your mounting board, your acrylic block, though the whole thing is. Now this is great because it's got a grid on it, so if you're doing words, you can get them straight. So I'm just going to go in order It's also good for oversized stamps that don't fit on a 4x6 block. And I just have a 4x6, a curved one, a smaller one, and this one. That's all I need. So this is the first one we're going to do. It is a rose, and they come with paper type stuff stuck to the backs of them. Okay, so now how we use this again is turn it up so that the foamies are on this side. Place your, whoops, place your stamp on the stuff, and then, you know, I think maybe was going to use my big pad, my jumbo pad, but I'm just going to use this one. Okay, then we ink it up, and remember, your first impression may not be as dark as you want it to be with a brand new stamp. You might have to do 2 or 3 stamps to get a really good impression, though I find that Unity stamps work really well the first time. Okay, so then we turn it over, so we are using the foam supports as like legs on a table, and then position your stamp wherever you want it to go. And I know you're seeing things a little crookedly here, but I can't fix it. I guess I can. Let me put my paper straight, and that'll help. Okay, so I'm going to start up there in the top corner. That's where I want it to go. And now, you shouldn't take too long, your ink's going to dry. I might have talked too much already. Then you push down on it, and you stamp it. And you move it around and lift it up, and you have your print. I'll show you the print in a second, but the good thing about this is keep it where it is, and if you peek under there and you don't see it stamped enough, you can go down again in the exact same spot. So if you're using a light color like ochre or light gray or something, you might want to give it 2 or 3 stamps. And so there we go. Now, that didn't come out fully, so I'm going to stamp that one more time. I think it might have been because I waited too long between putting it on. I'm using a permanent ink here. These are Ranger's Archival ink in jet black, which everybody uses. And there we have it. The first one is basically a tattered rose, very distressed, and it's got the branch showing too there, like that. Okay, now the next one is some words. Now, because I'm stamping these on tissue paper, they're not coming out as clear as they would if I was using paper that didn't have wrinkles in it, but this is what I want, and why I decided to oh, I tell you, I have a hard time talking and thinking at the same time. I need to remember to keep myself on screen for you guys, so it doesn't look like I'm doing secrets behind camera. So I'm not going to use my press board for this one. Let's get it the right way around, and we will stamp it. The littlest things in life is where we find real, true joy. Now that has a grammar mistake in it. The littlest things in life, it should say, are where we find real, true joy. The subject of this sentence is things. Things are, not things is. Oh dear, that's a little disappointing and a bit of an error. That does not usually happen. Okay. Don't know if I will use that. I guess I could cover up the is and then handwrite or use a different stamp or something. Now this is my favorite one of the kit, and this is a tree branch. So I'm, whoops, not going to stick without taking the paper off at first. Okay, so this one is a tree branch, and this is my absolute favorite one. I really like the font on that one, though. So, we are inking this up, and Michelle, that's my sister, if you do not get the hang of this, just call me up and ask me a question on how to use it. So place it where we want the stamp to go, and make sure you have nothing in the way, because you're going to push this right down on the table. So I had to move this because it was underneath of it a bit. Okay, so we're going to push down, and you just push on top of it. I like to overdo it. And we lift it up. And oh yes, I love that one. Love, love, love it. I'm going to give it a second stamp. Just to see how it stamps up the second time. So these stamps are coming out more distressed than they even are because of the crinkly tissue paper. But I might as well stamp them on something where I'm going to use them, eh? Okay, so yeah, there we go. Love it, love, love, love. Okay, so let's do a word down here. Just got enough room for a word down here. And let's go for the next one on the sheet. So this is a quote. I don't know what it says. I have a hard time reading them backwards. And I'm not going to use my thingy for this one either. So I am just inking it up. And make sure I have it the right way around. And we will stamp. Oh, very nice. Water your roots so your soul can blossom. Very nice. I love that one. Okay, so now I'm going to move this over. And we will work down here now. So we usually get around 9 stamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I'm sorry. We usually get 11, sometimes 10 if there's a really big one. Okay, so let's do this one next. Looks like a cluster of stars. Now Unity does have some other clubs that are more geared towards card makers or scrapbookers. Of course, these ones I'm showing you today can be used by those folks, but I don't like, well, it's not that I don't like, but I would never use any of the stamps that they make in their other clubs. So if you're into mixed media only for your stamping, this is this kit you're going to want to get. Now, I got stuff in the way again. Let's get it stamped. Okay, so this looked like a cluster of stars. Let's see. Oh, yes. I like that one a lot. That'll be a nice background stamp. Now, another thing that you can do with this large stamping board here from Fiskars is stamp more than one stamp at a time. So let's say you have a whole bunch of stamps you want to use. I'm going to do this one now, which seems to be some kind of plant with like really spindly leaves. My first word that comes to my mind is fern, but it's not. It's more like Chinese or Japanese. What is ZEN? Is ZEN ZEN is Chinese? No, I think it's Japanese. So let's say we want to do more than one stamp at a time. So let's do 2. Here, you can fill this all up. If you have little tiny stamps, you could put like 8 or 9 on and stamp them all at the same time. Okay, so let's put this one beside it and move stuff out of my way again. And ink this up. So we've got the, let's call it a Japanese water plant, for lack of better terminology. I think there is such a thing. And then this one is a word which I am pretty sure I've put on upside down because there's an author given to it at the bottom. So it was a good thing I caught that at the last minute. Let's just a little bit more ink. And let's stamp them. It will go right here. And when you have more than one, you just push all over the whole surface of them. And let's lift it off. Very nice. So here's our plant. And we have This Moment Is All There Is by Rumi. Now who the heck is Rumi? Because people keep quoting this person. I've seen several stamps and in magazines and whatever. It's like Rumi is the new Gandhi. So, yeah, if somebody wants to tell me who Rumi is, you can go ahead. Of course, by the time this airs, I will probably have Googled it and know already, but go ahead and let me know. And I will know you're there. Okay, so doing 2 of these because, as I say, your first stamp with a rubber stamp is not going to be optimum. Ooh, yes. Very nice. Okay, so what have we got left? Okay, so we got 2 pictures and 2 words. So let's do doubles again. This time I'm moving it up. Down here. Careful not to tear my tissue paper. Okay, so we've got this stamp rich here, which looks like little tiny rainbows, like a cluster of little rainbows. I keep putting them on upside down. Okay. And then this one is the same. Let's get it the right way around. Well, it looks like the word good. That should work. And stamp her up. And let's place this right there. Oh, I love that. I love this one a lot. It's like coffee rings almost. Good things take time. I like that font too. It's like a, it is like a typewriter, old-fashioned typewriter font. Okay, so we've got 2 left. Another picture and another quote. Okay, make sure you have this guy with the legs sticking out in the air when you put it on. So the quote is larger than the picture. I'll put that on first. And looks like the word life, so we've got it right. And then next, this one, from what I'm seeing of it here, looks like a postage stamp wave. You know, when the machine does your postage stamp stuff, it makes this little curvy wave thing. That's what I think this is. And you will notice that with the Unity stamp set, the quotes that they give you are they either go along with the theme, which is something Zen, or they go along with one of the pictures. Like, for example, let's get this centered. For example, right here it says, water your roots so your soul can blossom. Well, we've got a plant here, which I'm pretty sure is one of those Japanese water plants that I'm talking about. We've got a tree which has roots, and of course we have the flower. And here, the littlest things in life are where we find real, true joy. We've got little stars and we've got little rings. Okay, lift this up, and yeah, there we go. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go. So there's the balance of your Zen. What was the theme? Oh, find your Zen. And then that's a little postage stamp doohickey. You could also color that in and make it into a rainbow. Okay, so that's what we got this month. I have stamped on crinkled tissue paper, so these stamps are not as I can't talk because I'm thinking too much. The designs are not as precise as they will be on a flat sheet of paper. But this is the look I was going for. And now I will clip these all out and put them in my collage packet, and I will work them into my work. So there you go. We have 11 stamps from the February Unity Stamp Company SMAK kit, theme of Find Your Zen. Thank you for joining me. If you made it this far, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow along with my further adventures, please subscribe down below and ring the bell so that you are notified of all my videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.